I wasn't born with a disability, but I was told I got disability when I was 3 months old. I was sick, and before they this is what they did. They had find that I already had polio because I was not vaccinated with the polio vaccine. Being a polio survivor, I've stayed for like 4 decades. So they took me to where we have children with disabilities. It's a home run by the Reverend Sisters, the Catholic Church. I was with them for almost from that 4 or 5 years till like when I was 15.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Living Beyond Limitations. I have my co-host again with me.
Hello.
Yeah, Shima is right here, and we are having a conversation with a very, very delightful guest.
Hmm, Osaki. Like I love the name. It's just very nice. I've never heard the name before. And I heard that she's an amazing woman. So I can't wait to, talk to her.
Yeah, she's amazing. Just the way she smiles, the way she talks, full of joy. Yeah, and guess what? She's I'm a job baby like me.
I feel discriminated right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you to come from nothing.
I know I'm proud. I'm proud of my Benue people, please. Benue
Okay,
people,
and we are
hi.
proud of being South South, and not just South South, your girls. Yes.
So she's also a lady with a disability. She's a polio survivor and she's an inspiration. So stay tuned and let us hear her amazing story.
Yeah. So right now, you would have to join us to welcome Osaki Teresa Georgewill. Ta-da-da-da-da. Hello, Osaki. Welcome to Living Beyond Limitations.
Welcome, Osaki. It's nice to have you on the show today. Thank you so much for joining in.
My pleasure. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So, polio survivor. Wow, it's a delight having her. Having another lady with disability, like not a visually impaired lady. I'm just, fascinated having to have other ladies with disability that are not visually impaired. Yeah, because I love to hear stories about how you've been able to overcome the limitations set by society, not just society, the physical limitations and all that. So let's go on this journey of you sharing your story with us. So, first of all,
You could tell us like a little bit about yourself, what you do. Who is Osaki?
All right. Thank you very much, Awashima. Okay, Osaki is a young lady that is from Calabar River State, and she's a freelancer, a farmer, a polio warrior. I reside in One in River State. Married to a lovely husband. What else
ah,
again? It's a advocate, disability rights advocate, a formator, and a nice person, a lady that loves to smile and see how she can be a change maker in the larger world. Thank you.
Wow, that's really impressive. Yeah, I can even though I can't see your face.
you can feel the
Yeah, I
smile,
can
like
feel like a
she's,
very broad smile.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so you can also go ahead to like tell us how you became a person with a disability. Was it something you were born with or like came about later in life?
Okay. I wasn't born with a disability, but I was told I got disability um, when I was 3 months old. I was sick. So when I got sick, for the this is what they did. They had find that I already had polio because I was not vaccinated with the polio vaccine. So that was what happened. So my body was open and prone to all sorts of every other kind of illness at that time, and this was like in the early 80s. So I got polio at, I think they say, 3 months old. So since then,
Oh,
and
wow.
I've been a polio survivor. I've stayed for like 4 decades. So it's a long journey, but interesting.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow. 3 months and you were diagnosed with polio. So at what age did you realize you had polio?
I've lived all through my life. In that time when it happened, in the early 80s, people were
Mm,
not too, should I say, knowledgeable, or my parents were not. So when they found that this child couldn't walk, they
mm,
panicked, they were sad, but they tried their best to see how they can um, revive this child, and they did all medical corrections, but the damage has been done. But there was still a way out, so they took me to where we have children with disabilities, and they had physical disabilities anyway. It's a home
yeah.
run by the Reverend Sisters, the Catholic Church, and there we are taught how to live and get independence, where you can dress your bed, clean your corner, wash your small clothes, do small house chores, and learn to walk again. Like learn to use the crutches, learn to crawl, all of that. Start again. So let me just say, at age 5, 6, I could say, okay. But it was not so strange because every child around me had a disability, one way or the other. So we were just
Wow.
many different children with disabilities. So I was with them for almost from that 4 5 years till like when I was 15. Thank you.
Okay, so when you said your parents took you to the home, I don't get, you had to stay there for 10 years. Like, I don't get why. Was it that they didn't know how to go about the situation? They thought you would be better off staying at the home. What was it like? Were they coming or they just left you there because you had a disability?
Okay, one, I would say they didn't understand it. They didn't know how to manage a child with disability. So when they took me to the home was meant for children with disabilities, how they can start life again. So people, the rest of us there, we are trained on how to cope and live with children with disabilities. So when they took me there, it was free. We didn't pay a dime. My parents didn't pay anything. So they took care of everything a child would have: education, feeding, clothing, medication, everything with child, plus the health care of. But the primary purpose was trying to see how they can raise this child from the floor to use an aid, the crutches kind. They'll do surgery and every other. That at the end of course, it was a primary school um space of that kind. So at the end of your primary school, you should be able to walk with the crutches. You should be able to be on your feet. So even though they had wheelchairs there, but as time at different stages of your life, you will learn how to
Hmm.
walk. My parents were
Oh,
coming. It's not like mandatory or compulsory, but they are coming at interval whenever they are free. They spend some time and they go back and we remain there for some time. Initially, we weren't going on holidays, but as time progressed, they changed their, I think, whether calendar or something. So we started going on holidays during vacations. So that was how it was. But it was a good time spending with other children and with the Reverend Sisters.
Um,
okay.
like it's one thing I've come to realize is family support. The family support really plays a very big vital role in how children with disabilities, I think, perceive themselves also. So would you say that I don't know, your parents now meeting all those other children with disabilities, like did it make them change their mindsets that they start believing you?
Okay, I think they when the moment they took me to that home, I think they had this like, thank God, that means there's a place that this child can be trained, because their greatest fear was how we should cope with larger society, because
Mm,
they didn't understand it. How will she go to school? How will she doesn't they just didn't know how to, because my parents were young at that time too. So you won't be there in their 20s. So you might not really blame them.
okay.
Informations were not really passed, unlike now,
Mm,
everywhere you
okay.
google it, you can do a lot of things. But then it was not like that. So when they took me to the home, they're like, okay, thank God, she's not even the only one. When you are, if when you are not open to opportunities, you think it's just you. But the moment you are
Yeah.
out there, like, She's not the only one. They even saw worst situations than mine, you know.
Hmm.
So they are
I
there
can
like, okay,
imagine.
yes, they say, okay, this is okay. This child can learn. They saw people that started from scratch, how they progressively start moving from point A to point B, how they could do house chores. Life was, the more they got there, there's this joy that, wow, this is a different world on its own. So this child
Hmm.
still have a future. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would like to know how you were able to go to like other schools or university, how you're able to like study with other people, which it doesn't, your disability doesn't stop you from anything, but our educational system, which we know is not inclusive. How was your experience like going forward?
Okay, going forward, secondary school was not inclusive at all. It was not. I'll tell you for free, it was not. So going to secondary school was a little bit hard, and that was when some of us started realizing that, wow, where we were was paradise. As in, we thought everything would just be arranged the way the primary school was and the nursery school. We coped. So everything, secondary school was not that bad, but then it started dawning on some of us that, okay, this is a different world. Oh. It's not where we are coming from our
Yeah.
primary
Hmm.
school. Then getting to university, okay, that is the real world. Yes, you have staircase, you have different and the distance was, you're not even funny, it was even far. And some of us didn't know how to get our mobility, like by we didn't have cars now, so there was, you have to enter a bike. I struggled to enter a bike from my first year one to, I think, first day. I didn't know how to enter bike. How do I sit on the bike? Will I fall? All of that. It was a
Mm.
struggle. And the classrooms were different. Our hostels were different. Um, it was not really, there was not really much of anything special for you at that time. I think the only things that we had then was we had accommodations in the hostel. That was what the school authority gave to us. But every other thing, you're on your own. So it was not too easy because I know how I miss lectures, because before you get to the classroom is filled up already. So a
Yeah.
lot of things, and at times they'll just can say they want to change classroom. Is that for real? Before you get to the next point of classroom, the lecture is even over. So a lot of things happen. It was not funny at
Yeah.
all. We struggled, and somehow, God in His mercy, we came out. But at least
Hmm.
from second year to third, fourth year, it was easier because now we now know how it works, and we have
Yeah.
good friends.
Okay. Okay. There's this question in my mind now. Like, I know that I'm the only single person here.
Ah,
We heard, so we know that you're married to an amazing husband and all. And, there's so much discrimination when talking to women with disabilities, how they face discrimination in their homes. And, yeah, just tell us a little bit about how you met your husband. I want to hear the love story.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's someone that did not see your disability. Just inspire me as a single person to get married.
Aww. Give her hope. Give her hope that she can actually do this.
I'm
She can
giving up
actually still
from.
get married as a lady with disability. Because for me, I didn't get married as a lady with disability. Awashimaya, she has been like, oh, that question. So just tell us how that love story was, the journey, how you met him,
Okay,
and
that story, it's it's a nice story. It's a good love story. I don't know how it happened.
aww.
Okay, what I will say was that where we stay currently is a remote area. It's a rural area near River State. Um, we are neighbors anyway. So his
Hmm.
elder brother built close to where I stay with my father. In that community, we are the only ones that are from Calabari. So automatically we are like brothers and sisters. Do you understand?
So, you
I
ended up
saw the
getting married.
yeah, you did not listen. You as brothers is elder brother's
So,
family and my family for ourselves brothers because we are people from Calabari. So
yeah.
when the love strike, it's familiarity at times has a way of how it does things. So he comes around, we gist, we talk. He helps me around to do some things in the house, and he goes back to his house back. So we get closer, closer, and find that we had a love struck of okay, this person is, as in, we got so close to ourselves that emotions start building up,
Hmm.
and found out that okay, he found out he can live with me is okay. I found out I can live with him. I'm okay, and we start seeing ourselves more often because it was easy. We're not paying transport. So after our activity,
Start looking at my neighbors. I'll
Yeah.
start looking at my neighbors.
Yes, so like that to spend money.
yeah,
Oh my God.
after our activities of the day, we still meet in the evenings. We gist, we talk, we share a lot of experiences. So find out
Hmm.
we had things in common, and that was the bigger picture because I wasn't expecting so much from him. He wasn't expecting so much from me. We've already known ourselves. We're already friends. So even when the brother found out that these people are having emotions, it was okay with it. He didn't say anything. He said, okay, as long you people are already out there, so as long as you can cope with yourself, I'm in support. So I told my family, and I said it's okay too. So there was no really bias of
Oh
why,
wow.
what not. I only had that
Hmm.
in past relationships where
Yeah.
families were like, okay, you people can just be friends, but they didn't say it outrightly not to marry, but
Hmm.
from
But you
body
can't,
language,
yeah.
yes, from body languages and some other things, that no, these people are not expecting you to do more than just being good friends.
Friendship.
But with
Oh.
this, my husband, the family, we are okay. There was no negative
Hmm.
comment or body language of that sort. They were just okay. And to them, they were like, okay, if it is God's will, let's watch. Let's see how it goes. Let's support as it's moving. So they were okay
Yeah.
with it. And that was the surprising part that, wow, so really, a lady with disability can get married and without
Hmm.
too much physical itch or body language of because she has a
Yeah.
disability, we should not support their marriage or something. So to me, I feel it's a bold step and it's a good one out there. Like I'll say it for free. Let people be able to have an open mind, both
Hmm.
either from the male angle or the female angle. Families and friends should have an open mind for uh, if people want to marry a person with disability.
Wow, that's beautiful. No family barrier because I used to wonder a lot that um if I had a disability before marriage, would my husband even get married to me? How would the family feel? Yes, that kind of thing. Those thoughts come to me in my head. Like, how would the family have accepted me then? Because now they don't even see me as anything. Like we roll and everything together. I'm like, sometimes I just think, what if this had happened? Would they have stopped the marriage and all that? So I'm so like fascinated when I heard that okay, a person with disability she actually got married. I've seen a couple of guys with disabilities, visually impaired and all, them getting married. I think it's easier on the guys' part, but ladies, I don't know. Families and especially mother-in-law, our gender.
Now I'm convinced. My,
Now she's convinced
yeah.
like a story. That's interesting. So what about going out, society? You get that vibes like okay, people are actually staring at you. Um, you're a lady with disability using crutches and your husband is okay. Do you get that vibe from the society?
Okay, yes, I get that vibes a lot. But let me just do a quick one. Before the marriage, one of my neighbor, so because she knew my husband, she knew me, so we're all neighbors like in the same area. So one day, I don't know who told her, because me, I can't remember telling her. She
Mm.
now asked my husband, ah, I heard you're getting married to that lady. And he said, yes, I agreed. Ah, he said, yes, now that his brother has nothing to, that's his own life. His brother will just support him as a family and not making decision for him, you know.
Mm.
So because the brother stands for him as his parents. So that was it. So friends and family, it's even my own friends are like, wow, as in they were like too happy and too supportive. So on the
Mm.
guy's part, they just follow suit. I don't know how it happened. The way I'm still shocked. And if we go out, people know me more. He's not the type that has that crowd. Me, I have the fans. And I'm like the okay,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
I have the crowd. So that's the only way I feel
Osaki
like
fans.
they just tell the guy that you're very lucky, you're marrying this lady. They're like, wow, thank God. Let me see that young man. Let me see that. So they keep on giving him a crown, a cap on here, like, wow, well done. They tell him that he's the
Lucky
luckiest,
man.
like marry
Hmm.
me and all the rest, you understand? So they give him that kudos and all that. So the negative stereotypes are there, but it's not too pronounced. Is there people
Okay.
look at you to like know how far they will go. If they see us together going out in the morning or in the evening or trying to get to point B or whatever point of going to, they just watch and greet. But there's no really a kind of this one too, you know. Like I
Hmm.
said,
Yeah.
I only had in past relationships.
I would just like to know what's that one thing that has kept you going in your marriage and in your journey living with polio?
I think that one thing that just keep me going. I just know that by God I have a mission. So I
Hmm.
won't want to go back at the
Wow.
end of the day. I need to fulfill my mission. I have a mission. Every day
Hmm.
I live, there's something I need to do. God has assigned me. I knew there's something. My existence is giving God glory. So
Hmm.
there's something I'm fulfilling. So I should be able to fulfill that mission of why I was created or why I was having a disability. If not, God should have been able to stop it, but He allowed it. So there's a mission, there's a
Hmm.
purpose. So I
Hmm.
should live at the end of the day. And to my marriage too, I looked forward to where um, I'll be a role model for persons with disability in marriagehood, you know, raising of
Oh,
kids.
wow.
While raising of
Hmm.
kids, I will not say biological. In case you couldn't have your biological kids, it's not a problem.
Hmm.
There are a
Yeah.
lot of kids everywhere. There are a lot of children everywhere. It could be church, it could be your family, it could be adoption, whatever means you want to have a child, it's still okay. But just be that
Mm.
role model that someone will say, I love this lady. I like this couple. You know, this couple has imagine she has a disability, but their marriage is sweet. They have respect, you know. So I admire when I see
Yeah.
couples that as role models. I say no, I want to have my own marriage as a role model, especially with
Hmm.
disability. You know,
Beautiful. Yeah.
so I look
All
forward to
right.
and that.
Well said.
So
Good. Do you have another question for her?
Um, like Daniela is very passionate about mental health. She's an mental health advocate everywhere. I don't know, want to use, your story to inspire other women with disabilities. Talking about doing something for yourselves. What can you tell them? How can they break out of that mindset that, I can't do this, maybe because of my disability, I can't work, I can't take care of myself, I have to depend on people. Like my community where I'm coming from, so mostly you see on Sundays or Fridays, you see many persons with disabilities just go there to beg. I don't know, how can you advocate or what can you say to those, especially women? I'm talking about women today. So like, how can you advocate to them, telling them that they can do whatever they put their mind to do?
okay, thank you very much. Like I will say, a disability can be looked as a comma. So whenever or wherever or the time one acquire or knows that he or she has a disability, is she know that she has a disability, it's okay. The bottom line is if you remain with the disability that I've had a disability, so this is the full stop. That's where there's a problem, you know, because that's where you give yourself depression and every wrong um, negative energy. But the moment you come to realize that okay, it has happened, I have this disability, whatever you call it, Though no two disability is the same, that's the truth.
Yeah.
But whatever you name is a disability. It's a kind of limitation. But there's a strong potential. Like someone will say, whenever you have a disability, there's another positive energy immediately. Like I can tell you for free that I don't do things once it comes to mobility issue, you won't get me. I can't do it. Like because I work with crutches, so I cannot carry anything and move. You understand? And I cannot move
Yeah.
fast. But I can still get to that place, even though it take me a longer time. I can still
Mm.
get to that place that same day. I can still do that day. Anything sitting down, I'll do it perfectly well. Anything with the technology, I'll do it perfectly well. I have other potentials that someone with our disability will never have. Do you understand? Like someone will say, for most of our friends that are vision impaired, they have high sense, their sensory is high, so they can
Yeah.
perceive or they can hear, all of that. So
Mm.
there's always a positive exchange for that for that whatever that was not working functional. You understand?
Mm.
So I'll tell the lady out there that what I even used more was the God factor. The God
Mm.
factor is that inspiration that you have a heavenly Father, and you know that He's taking care of you. You know that you are His creator, no matter how it looks like, He's your creator. So you have all your dependence on Him. The moment you tell Him, God, this is what I want, please help me, you start see your body
Mm.
system change to react to what you want. And again, I have the affirmation. I tell myself I can do this, even when I know too well that physically it's a problem. But I just tell myself
Mm.
that, and mentally, my brain accepts it, and I'll see myself doing it.
Mm.
When I was driving, initially, because I am not big in size, I'm petite. So when I told my friends I'm going to drive, they're like, okay, I was working, so they knew that the money was not a problem. But they're like, how are you going to be on steering? You'll be too small on steering. I say, it's not your problem. I told you I want to drive. I enjoy. I like when I see ladies driving. I enjoy it. I like it on them. So I told myself one day I'm going to drive. So when I started having plans for driving, I had a lot of negative friends that are like, you can't drive this stereo, this one will happen, there will be truck, there are trailer drivers and every I didn't even I was so deaf because I was seeing myself driving in my mind. So
Oh.
finally I got the car and I drove. As in, I drove. If you see me, you like you watch. When you see, it's got to a point that people see the car and see me, and they're happy. They're giving God praise. People wish I was an inspiration to so many ladies in the office then
Mm.
to buy
Mm.
and drive. So do you know what that means? So that was a plus. So I knew that people had that like, okay, if this lady can drive, then I can. So I'll tell the lady out there, give yourself a positive mindset. The God factor is very necessary because that is your
Mm.
supreme being. That's what can help your spiritual um areas so that it comes out in the physical. Have a support group like the ones you're doing here. Meet people that are older than you that have been in disability and how they cope with it. Do a research, check stories, positive stories. Yes, I know it's a struggle, but you can raise your head high above it. That's the truth. So many persons are living with disability
Mm.
and they've succeeded. They've gone far. They fly. They've gone so well. So I'll tell you out there, it's not a full stop, it's a comma. There's still joy living with disabilities. I can tell you for free. Because all through
Mm.
my life, I've lived with disabilities. So you can't tell me that I've been sad all through my life. In
Yeah.
short, yes, now there's still joy. They won't
Yeah.
blow your as in burst your bubble now. All the jobs I've had is because I had a disability. This you get that now. You understand?
Yeah.
It's like an entrance to get to wherever I want to get to. If I'm going out now, because I know my rights and I know things I can get as a person with disabilities, I don't struggle with it. I go out. Where people will not go, I go there. Where people will not speak, I
Mm.
speak. And the moment I come out, people
Mm.
give me opportunity. Do you understand? Because I know certain
Yeah.
things. So as a woman with
Mm.
disability, you have to do your research. You don't have to be in the closet. You have to come out. You have to look good. Have a beautiful image to carry. A a bold one, a beautiful one.
Mm.
Smile, love, care, think about the other
Okay,
person.
she says, I started
Yes.
smiling.
But when you have that mindset of you helping the society, automatic things will be getting like better for you because
Mm.
you are a human being. You are there to contribute. You are there to make your own quarter. You're there to have something positive that when you step out, people will miss you. All things have worked. People still miss my presence there. Do you understand? Even
Mm.
when I
Yeah.
meet friends, they still miss my the communication because I put myself in a way that you will love and like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice. Do you understand?
Mhm.
So that's why it
Yeah.
is. So you these positive vibes in regard of disability. It's not as bad as you
Mm.
think. Yes, it might not be too easy and sweet, but you can still pave your way out. You can still have that fullness of joy. You can still be happy. You can still do everything you want to do in a different way. You understand?
Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, thank
You're
you.
right. You're just really inspiring. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I've personally, I have also been inspired. Just your energy is so what is that word now? Contagious.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
little
like
dogs.
your happiness is just really
Yes, yes, like
contagious.
a
It's very
very
inspiring.
joyful person.
I'm sure those listening will like be very inspired to also have a positive mindset just like you and to see that having that will make them to even be better people in the society. And one of the things that stood up for me that you said was even as ladies with disabilities we can give back to the community or the society. You don't always have to wait to always receive.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you can
thank
also
you.
contribute to the
Yeah, to the
society.
society in different ways. So thank you so much for that.
All right, thank you very much.
So thank you so much for being here, my sister.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'd like to come and give another episode if you invite me.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode. It was really, really inspiring. I hope you were all inspired, just like how Daniela and I were inspired. So please do make sure to share, like, subscribe, follow us on all our social media handles, and please stay tuned for more coming your ways. And if you're interested in sharing your story, do reach out to us, and we'll be glad to give you our platform.
Yeah, if you're interested in sharing your story, do reach out to us. Thank you once again for watching today's episode of Living Beyond Limitations. For those ladies with disabilities out there, remember that disability is not the end of your life and you can still find love just as Osaki found love. Wow.
I'm looking for my love. I found mine. Hope I walk to the altar.
Oh, God, please say amen to our sister.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Bye. Until next time. Stay tuned.